Collegiate League TV. Shane Holsey, Will Connerly here with you, and Charlie Bornoff back as our producer. A beautiful day, and the runner takes off, and Hop will slide into second base. He is there with a stolen base, brought to you by the O'Fallon family, YMCA. Right at the top of the broadcast, they get a little shout out with the stolen base. And Aaron Hop finds himself on second base against the left-hander Ben Prywich. Hop led off this ball game. He worked a full count and drew the bases on balls, and now Damian Henderson comes to the plate. Oh, Shane, he's been swinging the bat pretty well. He's parked a couple balls, too, over that big wall in right field. He deposited one yesterday, and how cool is that to see that story about how his father drove halfway across the country to come watch him play baseball, and he did more than just that. He parked a big fly on the first at-bat he had.
Cool stuff. His father driving all the way from Utah to come watch him play. And then his first at-bat cracks a home run. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Damian Henderson, California State University, Bakersfield. He's a two-way player, signed with the Cincinnati Reds. Forrest Herman, manager for the Eagles, a minor league pitching coach in the Reds organization. And look at that Reds pitching this year. They got a couple good arms, don't they, Shane? Sonny Gray, Trevor Bauer, Luis Castillo.
More than a couple.
Oh, it's more than a couple. That breaking ball missed a little outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the left-hander on the mound from Maryville University, Ben Prywich gets the nod for Will Bradley today. We saw these Cavemen in a wild game yesterday. Man, oh man, that was something else. Seth Halverson tried to steal home. He was the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 6th inning and he tries to take off for home when the catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher. He gets caught trying to go home. And, oh, man, next half inning, the gauntlet comes to the plate, the meat. What do we call the middle of that Falcons order? We ought to call it something. You had Ben Swords come to the plate. You've talked about facing a 2 through 6 lineup. Man, that's scary. We're going to see that later today as all 3 teams are in action today. And that's a questionable ball call right there. We saw right from the jump, this zone is going to be a little tight today. And another full count back-to-back hitters last time. Prywich surrendered the walk. We'll get back to that Falcons story in a minute. The 3-2 pitch is missed upstairs. Back-to-back walks for the left-hander. But, Shane, the story with the Falcons is, okay, you're going to face Ben Swords, but you also have to face Wade Stouse, Austin Schmidt, Michael Long, and then David Olenek hit a bomb as well. And so we were talking about it yesterday. That was a very tough situation to put the relief pitcher Jamie Burdish in. And those were some of the best bat flips I've ever seen in one inning and back-to-back home runs. Oh, and sliding off the base. It rained a little bit this morning, not to the benefit of Aaron Hop, the slick turf, and he slides past third base and gets tagged by Andy Bunton at third. One away. Interesting call right there. Interesting slide, no doubt about the call, but nonetheless, 1 away and 1 on. So back-to-back walks, but Prywich gets helped out. It would have been 1st and 3rd and nobody away, but 1 out and 1 runner on. The first out made at third base by the leadoff hitter, Aaron Hop. Now Noah Jacobson, the designated hitter, at the plate, a swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch, and count is now even.
And when it rains like it has this morning, you've got to start your slide another step or 2 farther away from the bag and wrap your arms around that bag. Sometimes when it's raining out, you might want to slide head first and just kind of hug the bag so you don't slide off of it. It's easy to do with how slick this turf gets.
Prywich with the pickoff, but a slide back for Henderson. Jacobson's at the plate with 1 away and 1 on. But we talked about Those bat flips yesterday, you posted it on social media, Shane. Austin Schmidt carried the lumber almost all the way to first in a pickoff right here. Henderson off on first move. He steals second base. That's stolen base brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA. The Y for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Go on the first move. That's what you ought to do against the left-hander which almost had him picked off, but everything's got to go right. And when you go on first move, you put the pressure on the defense.
How about this action on the base pass? There's no shortage of craziness happening on the base pass here in the first inning. A couple of stolen bases, a guy sliding past the bag, a couple of pickoffs, a caught stealing on a stolen base on a pickoff. I mean, a little bit of everything.
Another 3-ball count. 3 hitters Prywich has faced, and he's issued 3 balls to all of them, trying to get back in strike zone. Prywich had an interesting warm-up experience. With all the rain, he threw his warm-up pitches on the game mound and not in the right field bullpen, which was very wet because all the rain it poured this morning before we got to the ballpark. And this game started a tad bit early. If you're just joining us or you're getting ready to join us, you see that we're already in action here in the top of the first. Hey, we have already got a mound visit after back-to-back walks to start off this ball game. But, Shane, the most interesting thing I saw yesterday was definitely that wild inning with 3 home runs, 2 crazy bat flips, and just the no love lost between the two teams. It seemed like a little bit of hatred, a little chirping, and I think chirping always happens in baseball. If a pitcher hits a guy, you're going to chirp at him. If a pitcher walks a guy, you're going to chirp at him. You're going to say, you're going to tell him he's rattled. You're going to try to get in his head. They call it a mental game, but even with no fans in the stands in Major League Baseball, they have to put crowd noise. Not only are they going to say some words that you don't want to put on just regional cable television, but also they are going to be chirping at each other. And you saw even yesterday in the Pirates game, a pitcher got tossed, and he was chirping, and he wasn't even in the dugout. They can hear everything. They talked to Adam Wainwright when they saw Austin Gomber getting hot in the second inning. They said, hey, did you see Gomber get hot? He said, no, but I could hear it. And so he was able to, you can hear everything, so they need that crowd noise. Another stolen base brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA ×2. Henderson steals third, Jacobson steals second, and a couple ducks on the pond for the cleanup hitter, Peyton Leeper. So Hop was caught stealing. Henderson gets to third. Jacobson gets to second. And Prywich has walked the first 3 hitters he's faced to start off this ballgame. Aaron Hop got cut off the base paths trying to steal third base. He was the leadoff hitter. Henderson followed with a walk, stole second, and stole third. And Jacobson stole second. Prywich almost had Henderson picked off. He had him, but the throw wasn't there in time as Henderson was moving. Henderson was off on the first move, Shane, and that's what they're taught to do, go on the first move, and he was able to successfully get to second base. They couldn't complete the throw and tag in time as the first baseman, Gibson, struggled to get it out of the glove. So chance here early for the Eagles, but a swing and a miss right there from Leeper, 1 away. So after back-to-back walks, he gets a strikeout, Prywich does, and there's 1 away.
And on that stolen base where Henderson swiped second on that first move, that's right. You have to make up your mind right away. If you're going, you got to go. You can't hesitate. So once you see that leg come up, you have to take off, especially with the speed Henderson has. They have to make 2 good, really 3 good plays. The throw to first has to be good. The throw from first to second has to be good, and they have to tag you at second base. So you got to make the defense make 3 separate plays to get you out. You can't hesitate.
Pitch in there for a strike. Speaking of strikes, how have we seen so many great pitching matchups over the weekend, Shane? It was fun to see. I mean, they were filling up the strike zone left and right. The Hoots pitchers were obviously the ones we've highlighted all season long, and I told you I saw some crazy things yesterday, but we have to obviously maybe give the tops to Ryan Malzahn, a go-ahead grand slam in the final inning off of a guy who seemed like he was in complete control. After a couple scoreless innings and 4 strikeouts, the right-hander John Hurright treks back to the mound. In the final frame, trying to close it out, he's 1 strike away. The bases are loaded, and the runners got on the base paths with a sawed-off single, a drop third strike and a walk, and then Malzahn hits the home run. 1 mistake pitch, the cement mixer slider, was belted for a go-ahead grand slam. The Hoots responded in the bottom frame by scoring a run. The game went to extra innings, and for back-to-back nights, the Hoots, you could say, wasted great pitching performances by only getting the result of a tie.
It really just came down to 1 mistake. John Hurright was spectacular out of the bullpen.
He looked really good.
Very good, very solid, and he just makes 1 mistake, hangs a slider, and against these caliber of hitters, they're going to make you pay.
Mr. Malzahn didn't miss the mistake, that's for sure. That ball was out of here, and it was fun to see extra innings baseball. You love to see it, and we're so glad that Charlie Bornoff back in the house as well. His commitment to excellence is so great on the broadcast for us. He does a great job as our producer here for Car Shield Collegiate League TV. This ball skied up into the air. The pitcher's going to get this one. And Prywich, after surrendering 4 walks in the inning, a pop out and getting a strikeout and a caught stealing, Prywich works out of it as he heads to the dugout. Scoreless. We go to the bottom of the first. Shane Holsey, Will Connerly. Beautiful Monday afternoon at Car Shield Field. So Andy Bunton will lead things off here in the bottom of the first. Ben Prywich worked out of some trouble. Shane, what was that? 31 pitches he threw in the first, walked 4, but no runs. And if you can walk 4 hitters and not allow a run, something has to go right for you. He got a caught stealing and a couple of a strikeout and a pop out, so he gets out of it. No score. Bottom of the first. Andy Bunton leads things off. Let's go through the lineup for the Cavemen. Bunton, Turnbow, Halverson, Kiffer, Deal, Floyd, Gibson, Rose, Headcamp, and Prywich, the pitcher. We'll give you the defensive alignment for the Eagles. Anderson, the catcher. At third is Piper. Shortstop is Leeper. Second is Jones. First is Arnson. Henderson in left. Hop in center. Eads in right. And Brady Chenul on the mound. The right-hander pitches. Randy Bunton at the top of this order for Will Bradley. He saws that one off, foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bunton, a Danville area community college, a Danville High School graduate. Golf team and baseball team. 239 average with 3 doubles and 17 runs batted in 2019 with Danville. And he's fighting. He grinds out at-bats. That's what you want out of the leadoff spot. See what he can do against the powerful right-hander. Drops in there for strike 3, a wicked breaking ball that caught Bunton looking one away.
And Bunton pretty much was just spat on that pitch when it was halfway to the plate. It was pretty much at his shoulders, at his chin level just about, and it just snapped off. When a breaking ball starts that high, it usually doesn't break like it did there, but Chenul has a sharp, tight breaking ball, and it dropped in there right at the top of the zone.
The 6'3", 180-pound, hard-throwing right-hander can work up to 96 miles an hour. But he dropped in the breaking ball right there, a swing and a miss. When you can throw 95-plus and also have a wipeout slider like that, you'll find yourself having a lot of success on the mound. As the right-hander comes set, works predominantly from the stretch. As that ball's fouled away, he gets inside on Colin Turnbow, the Maryville infielder. He's playing shortstop today for Will Bradley. Hitting second in this order as Seth Halverson, the designated hitter, waits to hit next on deck. Pitch misses upstairs. He tries to climb the ladder. A lot of times you see with some pitchers that are more two-seam sinker guys or sinker slider guys, they need to stay low in the zone. But when you can spin a fastball at a high rate, climbing the ladder actually is effective. You see a guy maybe like someone we know, Shane, Dakota Hudson. He's more of a guy who you would prefer to keep the ball down with the amount of sink that he has. That ball bends into the strike zone. Once again, back-to-back Ks for the right-hander. He's looking good.
And he's got that sharp breaking ball working that. There's not a whole lot you can do as a hitter. That pitch starts at your eyeballs and ends up right down the middle. There's really not a whole lot you can do, except maybe try to foul it off. But by the time you realize it's in the strike zone, it's probably too late.
That's a banging breaking ball right there. Man, oh, man. Especially against a right-handed hitter, sometimes you got no chance. Seth Halverson gets hit by the pitch and passes the lumber along. He'll get on base.
And the Cavemen were in the third base dugout yesterday. Halverson set the bat down on the third base side and realized, oh, no, we're on the first base side. Had to toss it over to the other side.
Shane Holsey, Will Connerly here with you on Card Show Collegiate League TV. Thanks for joining us all summer long. Here in the bottom of the first, there's no score. Chenul on the mound. The right-hander now faces the cleanup hitter, Connor Kiffer. Luke Mann, the man with the day off. Runner takes off Halverson. He's aggressive on the base paths, and he'll swipe into second base. That's stolen base. We've already had 3 of them. Brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA, the Y for healthy living, youth development, and social responsibility. Aaron Hopp tried to steal a couple bags in the first. Damian Henderson went to steal a couple bags. They were flying around the base paths today. Noah Jacobson had himself a swiped bag after Brywich walked 4 hitters in the first, but a caught stealing, a pop out and a strikeout. He got out of it. After back-to-back strikeouts, the hit by pitch and stolen base has Halverson at second. Halverson thinking about moving. He's aggressive out there. He loves to move. Kiffer hits this one toward right at the track as Justin Eads. He'll catch it for the third out. A couple strikeouts and a pop-out. Sandwiched in there is a hit by pitch. Halverson gets to second base. but he's retired. No score after one. Stay with us here from beautiful CarShield Field and CarShield Collegiate League TV. This inning brought to you by Interco Recycling. Interco has been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics since 1996. The company operates a 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So if you or your company has large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics to recycle, call Interco Recycling at 1-877-258-3601 or on the web at www.itcscrap.com. Interco Recycling, a Mellatronics recycler since 1996. Ole Arntzen, Justin Eads, Mr. Jalen Jones, the three hitters up here against Ben Prywitz. Shane, he threw 31 pitches in the first, walked 4 hitters, but got out of it untouched on the scoreboard. No runs across, but when you throw 30 pitches in one inning, that definitely, once you get to the 4th or 5th, when you're trying to go deeper into the ball game, that can play a factor. That pitch count you want to keep as low as possible so you can go as deep into the ball game as you can for your team to save the bullpen as the left-hander offers the pitch to Arntzen, who fouls it back. But Shane, let's see how he can respond. That may be a momentum builder. Hey, I didn't have my best stuff, but I somehow worked around it, didn't allow any runs. Let's try to roll now. Let's see what the Maryville left-hander can do as he faces 7, 8, 9 in the Eagles' order.
And if you can get out of an inning where you walk 4 guys, I think you can feel like you can get out of just about any inning. So that gives you a little more confidence. You might not have your best stuff because you're walking 4 guys, but you still, in the back of your mind, think, oh, I can get out of this. Maybe get a caught stealing, maybe get a nice play in the field, get a strikeout or 2. You can work your way out of it.
This ball's fouled back, a full count. Prywitz had a 3-ball count almost to every hitter he faced in the first, throwing over 30 pitches in that inning. Another full count here. Prywitz has good stuff. The thing is, when he falls behind in the count, continuing to try to nibble to get back into the zone causes him to throw a lot of pitches as this ball is fouled back. A full count foul ball by Ole Arntzen. Justin Eads is waiting on deck. He will hit next. Here in the top of the second, no score. Runners, bases loaded for the Eagles. Their first time at the plate in the top of the first. A runner got on in Seth Halverson in the bottom of the first. He was hit by the pitch, stole second. But no runners in scoring position, 2-out execution from the Cavemen as Chanul got a couple strikeouts and a pop-out to end that inning as Ole Arntzen gets on base. Another free pass issued by the left-hander, Shane.
He's got to find a way to work around it. These leadoff walks usually find a way to come around to score. He found a way to get out of it mercifully in the first inning. He needs a double play ground ball, a couple of strikeouts if he wants to work his way out of this. He needs to find the zone.
Justin Eads comes to the box. Nobody out. First pitch missed upstairs, falling behind once again. 5 free passes so far for the left-hander, who went to the same high school as our producer, Charlie Bornoff. both graduates of Parkway Central High School. And a pretty good pitcher went there, Shane. Have you heard of him? His name is Max Scherzer.
Hey, he's not too bad.
He has a couple Cy Young awards to his name. He's started a couple All-Star games. He's a pitcher who started the All-Star game in the National League and American League. So you can say he's had a little bit success at the highest level as Eads smokes this ball towards right. Justin Eads with a home run on top of the clubhouse. 2-run home run for Justin Eads. He smokes that ball to right center field, and Eads has himself a home run. Eagles on top 2-0.
That is the most Justin Eads-esque home run I think I've ever seen. That is his power alley right center. He's a line drive hitter, and as strong as he is, some of them are going to get out, and that was just a case of a line drive carrying out of the ballpark.
Big, strong frame, 6'4", 220 pounds, and Justin Eads belts it. He touches them all, and he has himself a home run, his first of the summer. Oh, he was due, wasn't he? He can stroke the ball with the best of them. He gets a home run right there. The Parkway South graduate, just like his coach, Forrest Herman, they get to cheer a little bit right there. They both played. They were at Parkway South under the direction of their old head coach, Adam Stahl. As Jalen Jones, the second baseman, now comes to the plate. So Prywich, who walked 4 in the first, walks 1 to lead off the top of the second, and Eads clears the base pass with a 2-run shot. This ball is smoked to center field, and now Luke Mann is starting to get hot down there in the bullpen. You wonder how much longer Will Bradley will go with the left-hander. He seems like he's stepping out of the dugout now. He's not going to make the mound visit. Excuse me, he's not going to make the mound visit yet. But it looks like he's telling Luke Mann to hurry things up.
Yeah.
This ball's skied in the air by Aaron Hobb, the third baseman. Bunton going for it. Turnbow calls him off. Says, I'm going to get that one, big fella, and that's the first out. They probably got the biggest left side of the infield we can possibly find.
I hope that's sarcasm.
Oh, indeed. You got the two smallest players in the league trying to cover all the ground on the left side of the infield for Will Bradley, but no short on them. They are very good defensively, both of them. Play the game the right way. At the top of the lineup, 1-2 in the order, both on the left side of the infield as well. Bunton and Turbo. As Jones swipes second base, another stolen base brought to you by the O'Fallon family. YMCA, the Y for Healthy Living, Youth Development, and Social Responsibility. Damian Henderson in the box with an RBI opportunity. Luke Mann getting hot in the bullpen. And Prywich working here with 1 away. He's already surrendered 2 runs on the Justin Eads 2-run shot. And the Eagles looking for more. Damian Henderson, he's been swinging the lumber well. Can he continue it? Takes that pitch, and Jones, he's meat at third base. He slides, and he slides off the bag. That's the second time an Eagles base runner has been gunned down at third base, not because of great pop time or a great tag, but because of they slid on this wet turf as it poured here this morning. And it thinks like they need to maybe change their approach as they're going into the bag. You either need to one slide earlier or maybe go head first.
Mm-hmm. If you slide head first, you can wrap your arms around the bag, kind of hug it almost like a pillow.
Oh yeah, like you're swimming. You do the strokes they do. You know, you just swim in this wet turf as you're sliding there. You just gotta maneuver around there, and somehow so they call the bag a pillow, right? They sometimes call it a pillow. When people go to bed at night, they'll sometimes hug the pillow. That's kind of what you got to do. You just gotta hug that bad boy and somehow stay on the bag. 3 balls and a strike to Damian Henderson. They shift him a couple steps in the infield. But a swing and a miss right there. A healthy hack by the left-handed hitting Damian Henderson, hitting second in this order, playing left field today. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch fouled away. So the Eagles have already made 2 outs trying to steal third base, but despite that, they have a 2-0 lead. They've taken advantage. Ben Prywich has walked 5 and surrendered a 2-run home run to Justin Eads. Luke Mann getting hot in the bullpen. A 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs here in the top of the second. The offering from Prywich. Roped to right field for a single. Henderson gets on base once again. And Henderson keeps swinging the bat well. He's been impressive. We know he has the power. One of the harder hit singles we saw yesterday, he drilled it off the wall in right field. He only got to advance 1 bag, though, and then hit one over the wall. He deposited that one toward right field and hit a home run his first at-bat when his dad, who drove 19 hours to come see him play first at-bat, he gets another single today. He's been swinging it well. His dad has to love it. Ben Prywich exits the game. He goes an inning and 2/3 responsible for Henderson at first base. When we come back, the 3-hole, Noah Jacobson up to face Luke Mann. Here in the top of the second, 2-0 lead on Garcio Collegiate League TV for the Eagles. The weather outside is maybe a little frightful, they say here in the press box, but the baseball is delightful. Baseball is back, and we're excited is here on the 27th day of July. We're 27 days into this sprint, and Luke Mann comes on the mound. First pitch to Noah Jacobson's fouled away. So a call to the bullpen, not the best day for Ben Prywich.
I don't know. He didn't have the command of really any of his pitches, to be honest with you. And when he was throwing strikes, they were hittable strikes.
Hey, but what do they say in baseball? Stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
That pitch inside to Jacobson. Henderson's going to go to second base, but he's caught trying to steal. 3 runners caught on the base pass for the Eagles today. They lead, though, 2-0 after the Justin Eads home run to right center field. You're watching Garcio Collegiate League TV. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Deal, Floyd, Gibson, Holsey, Connerly here with you on Carshio Collegiate League TV. And Chanel with a couple strikeouts looking. That was a wicked breaking ball that he featured in the first inning. Then he hit Seth Alverson. He stole second base, but he was out there stranded as Connor Kiffer flew out to right field to Justin Eads, and Justin Eads then flew one out of the ballpark next half inning to give the Eagles a 2-0 lead. He hit it on top of the visiting clubhouse. That was a line drive that Justin Eads hit off Ben Prywich. Ultimately, that's probably what exited Prywich from the ball game. He had the lack of command in the first inning with 4 walks. He issued another walk, then a home run. Will Bradley then started to get things going. Jalen Jones had a single, and then he made the call to the bullpen to get Luke Mann on the mound, and a caught stealing ended that inning. As the right-hander Chanel comes at a 1-2 pitch, fouled away.
And on that, when Henderson tried to steal that base, he was doing what we said they should do. It's slide a little early, but I think he started to slide a bit too early and is almost crawling to the bag the last few feet, and he kind of shortchanged himself.
Try to find a happy medium. 3 Eagles have been caught on the base paths. 2 of them, you'd say, because they slid a little too late, and they're coming off the bag. They're tagged out at third base, and then Henderson, you could say a little early. It would have been a really close play, even with a perfectly timed slide, though, as well, Shane. But Deal is rung up the third strikeout there for Chanel. All of them have been looking. That means he has his stuff working.
That's an indication right there how fooled these hitters are right now. 2 of them on the breaking ball, 1 on the fastball. That was just paint on the inside corner.
So Zach Floyd coming to the plate. Breaking ball in there for a strike. A swing and a miss by Floyd. A 2-0 ball game. Cool to see Justin Eads get going. The Quincy University outfielder, he was hitting .320 at Quincy University before the shortened season. Before the season ultimately was canned, and he's playing here in the Carshio Collegiate League. A nice little line drive home run. And a swing and a miss by Floyd. A ball and 2 strikes. The Chanel, the right-hander, is dialed in. Can he dial it in more and get another strikeout? He already has 3 today. Here in the bottom of the second inning with 1 out. What does he go to on 1-2? The pitch. Wait, pump the brakes on that one. You thought it was going to be strike 3. It looked like it was right there. Where did that one miss, Shane?
I can't tell you.
We go again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss. They say the ball doesn't lie.
That is a fact.
But that's a swing and a miss on that one. So 4 strikeouts. Chanel's racking them up. I think he's only scheduled to go 2 innings today, as there is some action in the bullpen for the Eagles. It looks like Eli Ekton getting hot in the bullpen. Likely to come into the 3rd inning as Chase Gibson, the catcher / first baseman, comes to the plate. He's playing first for Will Bradley today. A swing and a miss. Gibson, William Woods University sophomore, hails from O'Fallon, went to Lutheran St. Charles High School. In 2020, he was hitting .200 with the Owls, his 6 for 30 mark at the plate. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. That fastball velocity, a struggle for these hitters early in this game. They seem like they're struggling to catch up to this right-hander. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the second, a swing and a miss, and it seems like clockwork. Another strikeout for the right-hander. We're through 2. 2-0. Eagles on top. The difference so far has been a Justin Eads for 2-run shot. Shane Holsey, Will Connerly here with you on Carcio Collegiate League TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. Shoot us a message. Tell us that you tuned in. We'd love to hear it on Carcio Collegiate League TV.
A reminder this inning, as always, brought to you by our friends at Interco Recycling. Interco has been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, electronics, all that since 1996, as Luke Mann takes the mound against Noah Jacobson. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss. Interco operates a 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So if your company has large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics in need of recycling, give Interco a call, 1-877-258-3601. They'll handle it for you, or you can head to itcscrap.com, as that's popped into the air to shallow center. A late break by the center fielder Floyd, but he runs underneath it.
Mann's been pretty efficient. He's only thrown 4 pitches as he came in and only had to throw a couple last inning to get out of that jam coming in for Brywich, and that stolen base attempt by Henderson doesn't go as planned, and he gets caught. Now getting a quick out here.
First pitch is a strike to Peyton Leeper. Leeper struck out swinging the first time he was at the plate, so 0 for 1 on the day for him, the afternoon. We started a little early, about 10 or 15 minutes early. Some rain in the area today, so we wanted to make sure we got this game in for sure, at least get one of these games in. And that's chopped to first, a fair ball, and Chase Gibson will handle it for out number 2. So a quick first 2 outs for Luke Mann. Leeper is 0 for 2, and now Kenny Piper playing third base. We've seen him all over the diamond, on the infield, flying all over the outfield, making diving catches, doing a little bit of everything.
We know Luke Mann can pitch. He was one of the best pitchers to ever go through Vianney High School. I believe he holds their ERA record. I mean, in high school baseball seasons in St. Louis, he had one of the best seasons ever when you talk about what he did at the plate and the mound, bringing them a state championship, and obviously a dual sport athlete at Mizzou.
1 ball, 1 strike against Luke Mann. Kenny Piper hitting 5th in the order, playing third base. We've seen him at shortstop, center field, corner outfield. Playing everywhere and producing for Forrest Herman's Eagles as that pitch gets away from Mann for a ball, 2-1. Piper entering play today, 9 for 32. 5 doubles. He hasn't hit a home run just yet, but he's driven in 11 runs, which is tops on this Eagles ball club, which has scored 70 runs rather in 16 games. Almost 4.5 runs a ball game, hitting .240 as a team. And Piper lifts that one in a straightaway right. That's carrying near the wall, and that's caught by Headcamp on the warning track. So 1-2-3 inning for Luke Mann. We are through 2.5. Eagles on top, 2-0. Eli Ecton, the new arm out there for the Eagles. Brady Chanul works 2 innings, and Ecton promptly hits the first batter he faces, Nick Rose. He's on first base to lead off the third. So 2 innings of work for Brady Chanul. He was rock solid. He looked very sharp from the get-go. Just 29 pitches, struck out 5 batters. Didn't walk a soul, no hits, no runs. And his Eagles have a 2-0 lead on the 2-run homer by Justin Eads. And Ecton trying to find the strike zone here out of the bullpen. Tyler Headcamp, the 9th place hitter. It goes Rose, Headcamp, and Bunton. 8-9-1 for the Cavemen. Here in the bottom of the third as they trail at 2-0. There's a breaking ball from Ecton.
So nice day for Chanul, Shane. But Ecton, we've seen him throw the ball really well this summer as well.
12 strikeouts to just 5 walks and 8 1/3 work so far. This is his 4th appearance, and he's struggling to find the strike zone here, and Hamilton Anderson will go have a word and try to calm down his right-hander. So 3 balls and no strikes to Tyler Headcamp. Hitting in the 9th spot. Andy Bunton, the leadoff hitter, is on deck. 5 strikeouts and 7 batters faced for Brady Chanul. Just hit a man, and that was it. And it wasn't much of a hit by pitch. And now a hit by pitch and a 4-pitch walk for Eli Ecton. Uncharacteristic of what we've seen out of Ecton so far this summer. Usually very sharp out of the bullpen. So a couple of base runners to lead off the third. And now Andy Bunton, the top of the order, with a couple runners on base, and Ecton struggling to get the ball down in the zone. Most of his pitches have missed high and to the arm side. Bunton struck out looking against Chanul to lead off the ball game for the Cavemen. As that pitch misses low, 2 balls, no strikes. The left side of the Cavemen infield hits 1-2 in the order. Bunton and Turnbow. Two of the smallest players in the league, but two of the scrappiest players you'll find. They always put together a good at-bat, and they're never an easy out. Hence the reason they're hitting 1-2 in the order. There's a strike from Ecton. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bunton 5 for 22 on the summer. Just a 227 average coming into play, but getting on base almost 36% of the time. And there's a strike. The man on deck, Colin Turnbow, hit the first ever home run in the Carcio Collegiate League over the right center field wall. The 3-2. Double play ball out to short. 6, 4, and 3s. Leaper to Jones to Arnson. And the Eagles roll it up, and Ecton with a good pitch there to induce the ground ball double play.
So, erase a hit by pitch, erase a walk. Get the marker, Shane, and you can just take it out of your scorebook. For those scoring at home, you see that Twitter last night? For those scoring at home, nobody does that much anymore. That was all back in the day.
Oh, now the second hit batter of the inning for Ecton as he plunks Turnbow. That fastball got away from him, so 2 hit by pitches and a walk and a double play. An eventful inning here for Ecton. And now a dangerous man in Seth Halverson hitting third in the order, designated hitter. Luke Mann got the day off in the field, but now he's on the mound. Mark Schellenberger the day off, as well as Danny Sperling. That pitch misses from Ecton. A tight zone we've seen. Although it's been tight, it's been consistent both ways. Runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the third. And there's a good breaking ball there from Ecton. He features more of that sharp slider and more of a big breaking ball. 2 different breaking balls you'll see from Ecton. That was more of the sharp slider. The 1-1. Halverson rips that one to left. He's going to have an RBI, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. He might have 2. They're going to hold Turnbow at third, so runners on second and third after the RBI double by Seth Halverson. Give Halverson an even 10 runs batted in, 10 ribbies on the summer so far for Halverson. And the Cavemen cut the lead in half to 2-1. And Forrest Herman will go have a word with Ecton. So an RBI for Halverson. Second Cavemen in double digits. He and, of course, Luke Mann with 13. Halverson now with 10. That's his first double of the summer, however. So now 2-1. Ecton trying to hold on to this lead. And he'll have to deal with Connor Kiffer with 2 runners on base and 2 away. So Turnbow advances to third on the double. And now Connor Kiffer, if he can put a base hit into the outfield, will give the Cavemen the lead. Halverson, very good speed on second. There's a breaking ball from Ecton. That was the curveball that missed a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes to Connor Kiffer. 7 for 30 coming into play.
And that's huge from Halverson after a couple free bases to get on. And then the double play, it looked like that would have been all for naught, but Halverson coming up with 2 outs, that's big time from him.
Comes up with a big 2-out RBI double. And he cuts the deficit in half as we head into the middle innings, bottom of the third. 2-run homer by Justin Eads, the 2 runs for the Eagles. There's a slow breaking ball swung through by Kiffer for strike 2.
The battle right here. I mean, the game could swing either way right here. The Eagles could get the momentum, stranding a couple, or the Cavemen could take the lead right now. I mean, Shane, we look back to these at-bats, to these plays. I know the third inning, but in 7-inning ball games, These are magnified, and this is a huge at-bat right here.
You have 6 fewer outs to work with in a traditional 9-inning game.
But especially because they go to the bullpen so quickly. This is going to be huge, and the cleanup hitter up with a couple on.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And we'll try it again as Kiffer rips that one foul. Kiffer 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Flew out to end the first inning. Flew out to Justin Eads in right field. Trying to come through with 2 away, Halverson did. He stands on second base after the RBI double. The 1-2 from Eli Ekton. That's roped in the left field. Henderson back, and that's going to get over his head, and the Cavemen are going to take the lead. 2 RBIs for Connor Kiffer as he slides head first into second with a 2 RBI, 2-out double.
That is huge, Shane. What were we talking about 30 seconds ago? This is a huge at-bat. That swings the momentum that erases the home run that Eads had. The Cavemen back in the lead. The middle of the order produces. You have 2 outs. The top of the lineup gets on. And Halverson, the 3-hole, comes up with a double. Back-to-back doubles through the 3-hole and cleanup hitter. That's huge.
So 3 runs here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And the Cavemen take the lead. First pitch to Caden Deals on the outside corner. Teammate against teammate. College teammates here. Caden Deal and Eli Ekton, Northwest Missouri State.
See, look for Deal to be aggressive. These guys know each other very well.
Check swing. He took that ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Couple of Bearcats squaring off here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away here in the third. Deal chops that one foul. So Ekton hit the first batter he faced, walked the next man, induced the 6-4-3 double play. And since then, a hit by pitch and a couple of doubles have brought in 3 runs. 2-2 here to Caden Deal. Uncharacteristic of what we've seen out of Ekton so far this summer. He's been very sharp. Doesn't look like he has his best stuff. Trying to fight through this third inning and keep the Cavemen lead at 1, and he hits Deal. 3rd hit by pitch for Ekton. And Forrest Herman's going to make a call to the bullpen. Michael Hoffman was getting loose down there, and looks like he's going to come into the game as Forrest Herman heads out there to get Ekton after he plunks Deal. The 3rd hit batter for Ekton. 2 away here in the third. We'll have a new arm, the 3rd pitcher, now into the ballgame for the Eagles as Eli Ekton gives up the baseball with 2 outs here in the third. On to make his 6th appearance for the Eagles on the summer, it's the left-hander, Michael Hoffman. Last time we saw him was on Friday against the Gems, just a third of an inning. He'll work with runners on first and second. 2 away here to Zach Floyd. A couple of 2-out doubles have brought in 3 runs for the Cavemen. RBI double by Seth Halverson, 2 RBI double by Connor Kiffer. He's at second base. Caden Deal on first after the hit by pitch. And now the runners are going to be off and no shot. Kiffer swipes third. Deal swipes second. Those stolen bases brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA, the Y for Youth Development, Healthy Living, Social Responsibility. We've been running wild on the base paths here in the first few innings. Two balls, 1 strike. Hoffman dealing to Zach Floyd now with a couple runners in scoring position. 2 away. All these runs have come with 2 outs for the Cavemen. Halverson an RBI, Kiffer with 2, and he's 90 feet away at third base. Zach Floyd in a 2-1 count. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Zach Floyd at the plate, outfield pretty much straight away. The 2-2. Hoffman went with the breaking ball and got away from him outside. Count goes full. Chase Gibson, the first baseman, on deck. 2-run homer by Justin Eads put the Eagles on top, but 3 unanswered, 3 2-out runs have given the Cavemen a 3-2 lead, and they're looking for more against Michael Hoffman. The full count delivery from the left-hander. In the dirt, he walked him. Bases loaded. So now Chase Gibson can really start to break this game open if he can come through with the bases loaded in 2 outs. 5 straight have reached for the Cavemen with 2 outs. They had a runner on third base with 2 outs and hadn't scored. And then a hit by pitch of Colin Turnbow, an RBI double by Seth Halverson, a 2 RBI double by Connor Kiffer, a hit by pitch of Caden Deal, and now a walk. Have loaded the bases, and the Cavemen have put up 3 runs already with 2 outs. And Chase Gibson can drive in a couple or a few more if he can come through here.
Man, we said how huge this was. What a response after Eads takes the lead for the Eagles. The Cavemen say, don't forget about us. And in the middle of the order executes. You see back-to-back doubles with Halverson and Kiffer. And Kiffer, really the difference in this one so far.
And the Cavemen have batted around. This is the 9th man to come to the plate in this inning. Nick Rose led off this inning with a hit by pitch. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. Rose is on deck. Chase Gibson playing first base. He and Rose, along with Brendan Claus, split time behind the plate. Gibson at first base. Rose behind the plate this afternoon, hitting back-to-back in this order. There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoffman trying to strain the bases loaded, keep this Caveman lead at 1 through 3 innings. The 3-2, or the 1-2 rather. Make that 2-2. 3-2 the score. Cavemen on top. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count, 2 away, bases loaded here in the 3rd. Big at-bat here for Chase Gibson. Michael Hoffman trying to strand 3 runners on base. The 2-2. Breaking ball outside. Nowhere to put Gibson here with 2 outs. Nick Rose awaits on deck. Hoffman trying to work out of it, and runners will be off. So any ball in the gap will likely score 3. The full count delivery is lifted into center field. Hop ranging back for it. He's camped underneath it for out number 3, so the Cavemen strain. The base is loaded, but they bring in 3 runs with 2 away in the inning and take a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the 4th. Eagles will look to respond right after this. You're watching Cross Shield Collegiate League TV. Hamilton Anderson leads things off for the Eagles. Anderson, Arntzen, and Eads, 6, 7, and 8 for the Eagles as they try to respond against the 3 spot the Cavemen put up in the bottom of the 3rd. So now Luke Mann working with a 3-2 lead. A swing and a miss there from the free swinging catcher Anderson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson popped out to the pitcher, Ben Prywich, back in the 1st. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson on the summer so far, 6 for 27 entering play as he pops that one out of play. Couple of home runs, 9 runs driven in. Eight of those came in a 2-game span. A couple of weeks ago as he swings through that one, he's 0 for 2. And Luke Mann is starting to roll.
You give Luke Mann a lead, that's dangerous. And now he's facing the bottom of the order, starting to, like you mentioned, get on a roll. He can hopefully log up some innings for the Cavemen's sake. He has a sharp breaking ball, a nice fastball that works to both sides of the plate. Was a prominent starter at St. John Vianney High School and pitches a little bit for the Mizzou Tigers as well.
As Ole Arntzen pops that one toward the first base side, the first baseman Chase Gibson in foul territory puts it away for out number 2. So 2 innings complete for Luke Mann.
Number 18, Justin Eads.
He has yet to surrender a base runner. Just 17 pitches. Now he'll face the man who's driven in both the runs for the Eagles. Justin Eads, a line drive home run that got out of here to right center. And we said it, that was the most Justin Eads-esque home run you could ever see. Just a line drive to right center that carried on out of here. Big, strong corner outfielder, 6'4", 220 pounds. And he puts a good swing on the ball, likes to work the ball up the middle the other way. And if he lays into one, it can just carry on out of here. Not going to see a lot of moonshot fly ball home runs. Most of his home runs are going to be line drives, just like the one we saw back in the second inning. He hits with 2 away, nobody on. Luke Mann starting to find a rhythm. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Justin Eads playing right field. We've seen him in left field as well. Plays the corner outfield positions. Good arm in the outfield. Big power at the plate, but he swings through that one. Second strikeout for Mann. A 1-2-3 inning. He's on a roll. 2 1/3 scoreless so far out of the bullpen. We're halfway through. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Cavemen on top, 3-2. Halfway through here in the first game of 3 today. Cavemen on top, 3-2. And the first pitch to Nick Rose is in there for a strike. The SIUE Cougar hitting 8th in the lineup. Doing the catching duties for Will Bradley's Cavemen. Cavemen coming into play 5-10-2. Eagles sitting at 9-7. The only team with 9 wins so far this summer. Trying to be the first to get to double digits. Nick Rose handling the catching duties for the Cavemen. We see him and Chase Gibson and Brendan Kloss sometimes behind the plate. That's hit slowly out to short. And Peyton Leeper, the sure-handed shortstop, fires on to first. Arntzen slaps the tag on Rose. The Cavemen batted around and scored 3 runs in the third, all with 2 outs. 5 straight batters reached. And now Tyler Headcamp. So Rhodes led off the third with a hit by pitch and came around to score. He leads off the 4th with a ground ball as shortstop, and Peyton Leeper throws him out. The first pitch to Tyler Headcamp is popped fouled on the right field line. Arntzen gives a chase, and he overran it, and it drops foul. Three Eagles converged on it. Arntzen thought he had it, but overran it by a couple of steps, and it drops for a strike. Tyler Headcamp walked and was erased on a double play in the third, so no official at bat just yet for Headcamp. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Headcamp picked up his first hit of the summer the other day, a well-struck single. The 0-2 in the dirt. halfway through. Hopefully, we'll for sure get this ball game in. We've started a little early just to make sure of that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 ball games scheduled. Gems and Core Belters at 5:30. Hoots and Falcons in the nightcap. Full slate of baseball. 3 games today. 3 games tomorrow. 3 games Wednesday. Busy week of baseball here at CarShield Field. And the 2-2 is a called third strike. 2 up, 2 down for Hoffman.
We got another nail biter on our hands, and just 1/2 inning has been all the scoring for each team. For each squad, the Eads home run and then 3 runs plated for the Cavemen. Connor Kiffer comes up big along with Seth Alverson.
And Andy Bunton pops that one foul down the third base line. Kenny Piper makes the catch in the bullpen. Nice play over the shoulder by Piper. So 3 up, 3 down, a 1-2-3 inning for Michael Hoffman. And he holds the Cavemen lead at 1 as we head to the top of the 5th. Eagles coming to bat. They trail at 3-2 here on CarShield Collegiate League TV. Reminder this inning, as always, brought to you by our friends at Interco Recycling. Interco has been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics. All that since 1996. So if your company needs any of that recycled, you can call Interco at 1-877-258-3601 or head on over to itcscrap.com, and they'll handle everything at their 400,000 square foot facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. Just call 1-877-258-3601. 3601 and Interco will handle all your recycling duties, or you can head to itcscrap.com. 1 ball, no strikes to Jalen Jones. Interco Recycling, a metal trunks recycler since 1996. As that pitch gets away from Luke Mann, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 1/3 worked out of the bullpen for Luke Mann, and nothing doing for this Eagles lineup against the former Vianney standout and 2A athlete at the University of Missouri. Man has surrendered just 1 earned run. Struck out 10 and walked 2 entering play in 6 1/3 innings. This is the 4th time we've seen him on the mound as Jones pops that one foul out of play. He's worked at least 2 innings every time he's taken the mound. Didn't allow an earned run his first 2 outings, 2 1/3. The last time he took the mound against the Gems last Thursday. And there's another strikeout. Give him 3 on the afternoon. Now working with a lead, Luke Mann. Trying to keep this lead at 1. He's worked 2 2/3 so far. 3 strikeouts and no base runners. So we turn things over back to the top. And it's the center fielder, Aaron Hopp. Dual sport athlete at Webster University, Division III. Very strong Division III in St. Louis. Member of the basketball team, point guard, plays center field for the baseball team. Very busy year-round is Mr. Hop, playing a couple of college sports. We have the utmost respect for these athletes who can play multiple sports along with going to class, their social life. Playing 2 collegiate sports, playing 1 is already pretty much a full-time job, and to be able to play 2 at the level Hop does is a testament to his work ethic and character as he works a ball 4 and a 1-out walk.
Uncharacteristic walk right there, though. For a man, 4 straight.
So the first base runner surrendered by Mr. Mann. And now Damian Henderson, the second place hitter. He's gotten on base a couple of times, stolen a bag. 1 for 1. Walk and a single. Aaron Hop on first, a short lead, and that pitch is in the dirt. So Mann falling behind a couple of hitters. Got the strikeout of Jalen Jones. But a free pass to Hop on 4 pitches, and now 2 straight balls to Henderson. Hop not very far off first base. He has good speed, though. Runs very well. Not getting too far off the first base bag. A lot of running. They've been running wild on the base paths. And now a back pick to first by Rose. Hop back in safely. Just the first walk surrendered by Mann. Just the 3rd walk so far this summer. And now 9 complete innings. There goes Hop for second. Rose, a good throw down, and Hop is toast at second base. Caught stealing, and Rose guns down Hop for the 2nd out. So the tying run is off base. Now Henderson representing the tying run at the plate with 2 away. 3 balls, 1 strike. And another walk, and the tying run is right back on base. 2 straight walks for Mann after the strikeout. Uncharacteristic of Mr. Mann. First time he's issued back-to-back walks this summer. And they come here in the 5th with the Cavemen leading 3-2. Trying to get things back on track, having lost 3 straight. The Eagles trying to become the first to 10 wins. If they can come back in this one, come in at 9-7. Cavemen 5-10-2. The Eagles are the only team without a tie. Cornbelters have tied a couple of games. Cavemen have tied a couple of games, along with the Hoots on back-to-back nights. As well have the Falcons and the Gems. The Eagles the only team that has not drawn a game so far this summer.
It's because they walk it off. They don't leave it to chance.
No.
3 walk-offs. That does lead the league.
3 in a row, I believe it was.
Yeah, in the stretch, yeah. They had 3 in a row. Pretty wild.
A couple of walk-off homers, a walk-off hit. 2 of them, albeit, came in the 6th inning. But nonetheless, the game was called, so we call it a walk-off. Arnson had a legit walk-off home run to right center in the bottom of the 7th that completed a 9-run comeback. They trailed 9-0. Scored 11 unanswered runs, and Ole Arnson, with a home run to right center, capped it off, an 11-9 victory.
That was against these Cavemen, too, I believe.
Cavemen trying to avoid a similar fate. Jacobson, a broken bat liner to third. That's smothered by Bunton. Jacobson thought he caught it, and he's out. As the pick by Gibson at first. I think Jacobson thought Bunton caught that ball. But Bunton just smothered it,
play.
picked it up, threw it from his knees, and a fantastic play over there at third. Bunton's made some nice plays at third base. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Cavemen coming to bat. They lead it 3-2 after the nice play by Andy Bunton at third base. Colin Turnbow leads things off for the Cavemen, 2-3-4. Turnbow, Halverson, and Kiffer. And the first pitch from Micah Hoffman is inside. Colin Turnbow started a two-out rally with a hit by pitch. Back in the third. Came around to score, and that's chopped to third. Slowly, Kenny Piper fires on to first, a rocket over to first for out number one. Hoffman came in, got the final out of the third inning, worked a 1-2-3-4. So now 5 straight retired here for Hoffman. And he'll deal to Seth Halverson with nobody on, 1 away here in the bottom of the fifth. Thank you for joining us here on Card Shield Collegiate League TV. An overcast day here at Card Shield Field. A little cooler, though. Clouds probably help. Cool front coming in. This rain this morning cooled us off a little bit. All in all, a nice day for some baseball. Slick field out there. That's played some factors here early. A couple of caught stealings on guys oversliding the third base bag. Albeit it is a turf field, but that doesn't mean it's not slick. That turf gets really, really slick. And Halverson skies that one a mile high into center field. Hop, a bit of a late break on it as he initially slipped, but he makes the catch for out number 2. 6 straight retired for Michael Hoffman.
He settled in nicely coming out of the bullpen in a tough situation. He didn't probably expect to come in for Ekton right away, but he did, and he's been doing well.
A bit of an uncharacteristic outing for Eli Ekton. He's been very, very solid. Just didn't really have the command of his off-speed stuff. The fastball command really wasn't there early. Found it a little bit, but some walks, some hit by pitches. He hit 3 batters. Not what we're used to seeing out of the right-hander. But you're not always going to have your best stuff. You're going to struggle from every now and then. It's all about how you bounce back from it. We'll likely see him again very soon. No balls, 1 strike to Connor Kiffer. That's chop foul, strike 2. Kiffer gave the Cavemen the lead on a 2 RBI double in the third. All 3 of those runs came with 2 outs in the inning. Now they're looking for more here in the fifth. They'll have to do it with 2 outs. Caden Deal is on deck in the event. Kiffer reaches base. The 0-2. Kick and the delivery. Breaking ball missed down and in. Kiffer 1 for 2 on the afternoon, flew out to right field. And that double over Damian Henderson's head in left field. The 1-2. Fouled away. We'll try it again. Connor Kiffer out of SIU Edwardsville awaits the 1-2, and that misses down and in. Playing his usual spot at second base. Started all 15 games there for the Cougars this spring. Led the team in at-bats with 61. Previously played at Columbia Basin College, junior college in Washington, as he looks at a ball 4. I think we had a pitch mixed up there. There's 3 balls in the count to Connor Kiffer, and he works a walk. I think we thought that first pitch was a strike. It was indeed a ball. So Kiffer reaches base for the second time. And now Caden Deal, lefty-lefty matchup here with 2 outs. Deal, the only lefty in this lineup here this afternoon. Mark Schellenberger getting the day off along with Danny Sperling. Luke Mann not in the lineup, but pitching and pitching well. 1 ball, no strikes. And a snap throw down to first. Kiffer back in safely.
You ought to walk Kiffer after last time, a 2 RBI double and back-to-back doubles. The cleanup hitter did what he needed to do, giving the Cavemen the lead, cleaning up the base pass. Right, Shane?
You hit the nail on the head.
Oh, man.
2 outs, runner on base, and Hoffman will check on Kiffer.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
Well, you made the point.
But you hit the nail on the head.
All right, whatever we're going with, if that's what we're going with. And Hoffman did not come set. So a balk, but Deal swung at the pitch, but it is a balk.
Little
Kiffer
Aaron
advances to
Rodgers
second
action.
base. So Hoffman did not come set. So the ball in play does not count.
It does, though. If you get a hit, though, it does
If
count,
it
doesn't
does. If you're the hitting team, you can take the result. If you do get a hit off of it. Deal swung at the pitch. Not something you see too often when a block is called, but the hitter can still swing at the pitch.
It's like when you get that free offsides play.
Mm-hmm.
You see Aaron Rodgers is known for that, extending the play, right? But also when a guy jumps, just throw a bomb down there.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get a couple receivers to throw to this year, and he can be back in form, right, Shane?
Mm-hmm. They tell the hitters if there's a balk, just swing at it. You never know. You can get a hit. Kiffer gets way off second base. Boy, these base runners are antsy out there on the base pass. They're one itching to run.
They had their morning cup of joe, and they're
You
motoring around the base pass.
And Deal hits that one to right. That's going to get down for a base hit in front of Eads. Kiffer is going to try to score. The throw from right field by Eads is cut off, and a run scores. I wonder if Arnson lets that ball go. He might have a play at the plate. But an RBI base hit for Caden Deal, and it's 4-2.
Needed insurance action in the Cavemen bullpen. You wonder how long they go with man.
He's gone 3 1/3 so far, just 42 pitches. And that's blocked nicely by Hamilton Anderson. 4-2, another 2-out run for the Cavemen. All 4 of their runs have come with 2 outs. And Caden Deal doubles the lead with an RBI base hit. As Zach Floyd looks at a ball, 2 balls, no strikes. For Deal on the summer, that's RBI number 6. Connor Kiffer scores his 4th run to make it 4-2 Cavemen. 2 balls, no strikes. And that's ripped to left field down the line. Will it stay fair? It will. A 2-run homer for Zach Floyd. And it's 6-2 Cavemen on Floyd's first home run of the summer. A 2-run shot just inside the foul pole down the left field line. He got a pitch up in the zone and made Hoffman pay, and now 6 runs with 2 outs for the Cavemen. All 6 of their runs have been scored with 2 away in an inning. And Forrest Herman will go have a word with Michael Hoffman as James Shaw will head on down to the bullpen to start to stretch out. Giving him some time to do that. A 2-run homer for Zach Floyd. He had been tearing it up at St. Charles Community College. Struggled out of the blocks here in the Carcio Collegiate League, but maybe that home run gets him going just inside the left field foul pole.
We saw a home run get Matt Dunham going for the Hoots. He in back-to-back days had his first and second home runs of the summer, having a big one last night, and maybe that home run gets you going a little bit. You start to get a little confidence. You know that I can park the ball out of the ballpark, and I'm going to start squaring it up. Gives you confidence, and if you bring confidence to the plate as a hitter, your chances of success go way up.
So now 6-2 Cavemen. They've scored 6 unanswered. 3 runs with 2 outs in the third and 3 runs with 2 outs here in the fifth. These 3 coming off Michael Hoffman. So a walk to Caden Deal with 2 outs. Hoffman retired the first 2 he saw this inning. And then a balk advanced Kiffer to second base as Gibson looks at a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. And then an RBI base hit by Caden Deal, and now a 2-run homer by Zach Floyd. 6-2, Cavemen on top. And now a 4-pitch walk to Chase Gibson. 4 straight have reached for the Cavemen. And the leash getting shorter and shorter on Michael Hoffman. Oh, he was cruising right along, retired 6 straight, and then all of a sudden, things have started to unravel with 2 outs. And the catcher, Nick Rose, will have his 3rd at bat in as many innings here. And he's first pitch swing, hits that one down the line. Kenny Piper on a slide, a 1-hop strike over to first. Nice play by Kenny Piper on the slide, taking away extra bases. We're through 5. 3 more come across for the Cavemen. 2 coming on the 2-run shot by Zach Floyd, his first home run of the summer. Extends the Cavemen lead 6-2. Will Kinerly will tell you about the last couple innings. Cavemen on top 6-2 here on Carcio Collegiate League TV.
This inning brought to you by Interco Recycling. They've been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics since 1996. The company operates a 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So if your company has large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics to recycle, you can call Interco Recycling. 1-877-258-3601 or go to the web at www.itcscrap.com. Interco Recycling, a Mellatronics recycler since 1996. Peyton Leaper, Shane Holsey, Will Connerly here with you on Car Shield Collegiate League TV. Leaper, Piper Anderson due up. Leaper 0 for 2. He popped up to the third baseman in the third inning and struck out in the first. He's facing here against Luke Mann. Luke Mann on the mound, the right-hander. Shane Holsey alongside Will Connerly. He's thrown 3 1/3. 42 pitches for the right-hander. 3 strikeouts, no walks, no hits allowed either. Just 2 walks, rather, no hits. For the right-hander from Mizzou, Ben Brywich win an inning and 2/3 as this ball's hit softly towards Bunton at third base, thrown over to first, and in time to get Leaper 1 away. So 3 2/3 now for Mann. He's right around that 50 pitch mark. He has 3 strikeouts and 2 walks, no hits allowed. Ben Brywich, the starting pitcher, an inning and 2/3 wasn't his night. He threw 51 pitches and walked 5, struck out 1, surrendered 2 earned runs though on the 5 walks and 3 hits. 1 home run. That was Justin Eads, who got the Eagles on top 2-0, but now they trail 6 unanswered by the Cavemen here, who have Luke Mann hurling for them, and Mr. Kenny Piper comes to the plate. He can play more than one position, Shane.
He's played the outfield, infield, third base, shortstop,
He is a
center
gun.
field.
I
An
mean,
absolute cannon. He made a nice play at third base.
he had to get rid of it quickly to end that last inning. Backhands it, fires it across the diamond, and Colin Turnbow, the shortstop, a pop up to him, and that's the second out. A couple of quick outs for Luke Mann. We're here in the top of the 6th, Shane. A 6-2 ball game. The Cavemen respond after Justin Eads puts the Eagles on the board. The offense has been quiet, just 3 hits on 2 runs. 4 hits, though, for the Cavemen on 6 runs. 3 of them coming in the third, 3 coming in the bottom of the 5th against Hoffman. That's a strike. Hamilton Anderson in the box. A couple of Vianney High School standouts facing off against each other here. Luke Mann, the right-hander, and Hamilton Anderson. Anderson, a catcher at Vianney. Mann was a 2-way star for the Griffins. That's hit right back up the middle. Mann takes the ball, throws it over to first, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Luke Mann. We send it to the bottom of the 6th, 6-2. Is your score. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Shane Holsey, Will Connerly here at beautiful Car Shield Field. Tyler Headcamp, and then the top of the lineup due up for the Cavemen. Hoffman out for another inning of work, Shane. A 6-2 ball game. The Cavemen on top. They're looking for more. Michael Hoffman. As Brady Shanua went 2 innings. Eli Ekton then came into the ball game. Now it's been Michael Hoffman ever since, and he was smooth sailing till last inning. Surrendered 3 runs. A home run for Tyler Headcamp, and he'll trot around the base pass, and the Cavemen get on the board. Sorry there for a moment. We were seeing if there's some music playing or something, that we were getting some word down there from the coaches. But nonetheless, a Tyler Headcamp's home run. Sorry about that, his first of the summer, and he touches them all. And now the Cavemen extend their lead after the home run on Hoffman. Ball skied towards center, but a nice running play made by the shortstop, Hayden Lieber. Who knows if that home run will come into a factor in this game. Already a big deficit that the Eagles have. They've been quiet ever since that Justin Eads home run. So we'll see what happens, but that offense needs to pick up, and now that deficit even larger with a Tyler Headcamp home run, his first of the summer.
It is the Eagles, after all, we're talking about. Let's not forget that.
They've made many comebacks. They have 3 walk-offs. Forrest Turman trying to get his squad to double-digit wins. They would be the first team to do that this summer. But they would need a monstrous comeback. They've done it before. They were down 9 against the Cavemen last time when they made a big-time comeback and ended up pulling out that ball game. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Hoffman issues the walk to Turnbow. That brings up Seth Halverson. Shane Olsey, Will Connerly here with you on Garcio Collegiate League TV. Hoffman working in this ball game. He came in after Eli Ekton struggled a little bit out of the bullpen. Chenul started the ball game, and now it's Hoffman, the third pitcher used out of the Eagles bullpen today. A 7-2 ball game here in the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning. Next half, we'll see if the Eagles can't make a comeback.
They've been the comeback kids so far this summer. They have 4 comeback wins, 3 walk-offs. 5 runs is a lot in 1 inning, but we've seen it done before.
That pitch scoots away from Anderson, and Turnbow easily takes second base. One ball, one strike, one out, one runner on here in the bottom of the sixth. Hoffman trying to work out of it. He surrendered the home run to Tyler Headcamp. Seen the long ball a couple times today. Justin Eads with a line drive to right field. Pitch missed low. Trying to capture the moment for Tyler Headcamp. Look away for 1 second, you see a home run struck. We were getting some signals from the coaches down there. They were talking about some music was playing or whatnot. Now you feel bad that you missed the solo shot that he had.
Murphy's Law. Look away, something will happen.
Oh, man. Shane Olsey bringing out the laws on us, and Forrest Herman making a trek down to the mound. Stay tuned. Shane Olsey going to continue to lay down the law, and Forrest Herman does as well, taking his pitcher out of the ballgame. We'll tell you about the reliever when we come back on Carcio Collegiate League TV. 7-2 the score here in the bottom of the sixth. Stay tuned from Carcio Field. New pitcher into the ball game. James Shaw out there. With runners on first and second, Forrest Herman making the call to the bullpen. His team trailing 7-2. Cavemen looking for more with just one out in the bottom of the sixth inning. The first of 3 ball games we plan to play today at Carshield Field. Weather permitting, we started this game 15 minutes earlier to try to get it in hopes. We were looking at the Doppler radar, and we saw that some rain was in the forecast, starting this game a little bit early to try to potentially miss some of that rain. But it rained a lot this morning. You saw 3 base runners get caught on the base paths today. They were treating that turf like a slip and slide, it seemed like, as they slid through the base 3 different times and got caught trying to steal a base. Runners on the base pass. They've been motoring around the base pass, though. A lot of stolen bases today, Shane. We were saying they had their cup of joe for sure, and they were ready to motor around the base pass. But now Caden Deal, we'll see if he can come through with 2 outs.
How about 5 stolen bases for the Eagles, 3 for the Cavemen, 8 stolen bases. They've been running wild. Flying around the base pass, you could say.
Flying around out there. You can call that a lot of things. Sometimes you can call it a track meet as well when runners are timing up a pitcher. A lot of times when he's slow to the plate, but that didn't really seem like this was the case. It really just seemed like out of the gates aggression from both teams, especially the Eagles. If you look at what they did off the starting pitcher, Ben Brywich, you go back to the first inning, you start off as a pitcher the day, and you know how important starting pitchers are now with the opener, and you walk 4 batters in the first inning and muster no runs off that as an offense, some question marks start to loom. That should be a guaranteed run if you are just smart on the base pass because you would walk a runner in. They struggled in that regard as that ball is hit down the right field line. A diving play by the first baseman, and that saves a couple runs. Big-time diving play. And that's the third out. Shaw comes in, closes the door. We send it to the top of the 7th. Final shot coming up for the Eagles on Garcia Collegiate League TV. One last whack at it for the Eagles on a 7-2 ball game. Shuckman said there's probably going to be a lot of night football games because QU doesn't have the manpower to do like so many events at the same time in terms of like statting it. Don't forget, this inning brought to you by Interco Recycling. Interco has been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics since 1996. The company operates a 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So if you or your company has large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics to recycle, call Interco Recycling at 1-877-258-3601. And just a reminder, this setting also brought to you by Code Ninjas O'Fallon. They're located on the Deerberg Shopping Center at Deer Creek Crossing, 2955 Highway K in O'Fallon. That's just right at the intersection of Highway K and N. Kids ages 7 to 14, they're going to learn how to code by building small video games with the help of their sensei instructors. They'll start at white belt, they'll go all the way to black belt. So go in there today for a free 30-minute session to try it out. Kids have fun, parents see results. Call 636-851-9634 or go to codeninjas.com/mo-o'fallon. Kids have fun. Parents see results. Code Ninjas O'Fallon. Steven Randazzo. So some pitch hitters coming up, Shane. Seeing what they can muster up against the right-hander. Jamie Burdish, he's trying to shut the door, and the first pitch is an out. How about that? Good response, though, Shane, from the right-hander. Yesterday, he surrendered 3 home runs. In a span of 4 hitters he faced, it was home run, double home run. So to come out today, it just shows that one outing doesn't define you. How you respond from it a lot of the times can. Don't let it snowball and things of that sort as another pinch hitter comes to the plate, Jacob Bauer.
That's really what you got to do. And that first pitch out really helps you settle into the ball game. When you get a ground ball on the first pitch, you know, I got that pitch down in the zone. Let me try to do that again. You always think of positive reinforcement when you're out there on the mound. Picture your ball going down in the zone. Picture it dropping into the strike zone just like that, and more times than not, that'll help you. Just it's like almost like when you're playing golf. You picture that putt going into the hole. It's the same thing when you're pitching. You picture that pitch, and you picture a ground ball to third base.
You do picture it?
Sometimes you do.
Well, they have a word for that, and a lot of highly successful people actually attribute a lot of their excellence to it. They call it visualization. Before you do something, you'll visualize the success that you're going to have on the mound, and a lot of people actually use that in their personal life as well. They'll visualize them winning in a certain thing or having some type of success, so that gets them more prepared and more comfortable and accustomed to what they're going to do on a mound. And many pitchers I know and I talk to, they visualize them throwing the strikes inside the zone with every single pitch, and they think about that the night before, and they kind of are constantly visualizing what they're going to do. They think that it's not just something that I'll blow it off. I think a lot of guys actually that I've played with consistently have taken it seriously as well, and the visualization is key as Maslowski comes to the plate. A 2-ball, 1-strike count now after the swing and a miss on the off speed. Jamie Burdish pulled the string with 2 balls and no strikes.
And you'll see a lot of big league hitters or big league pitchers as well. The really good ones, when they know they're getting the ball the next day and they know the team they're facing, they know the lineup they're probably going to face, they'll go through every at-bat, every pitch. What pitch am I going to throw in this count? What does this hitter do well? What does he not do well? What pitches can he hit? What pitches can he not hit? And they'll almost go through the entire game, every at-bat, visualizing what they're going to throw the next day.
No, they'll literally, like you're saying, when they're pitching, they've already pitched the game in their mind.
Yep.
Every single batter. They go through it. I know some guys, they'll actually play MLB The Show and actually face the lineup they're going to face the day before to see their hitting tendencies and the hot zones. That's one for you. Using video games for baseball development. Maslowski gets on base, draws the walk, and it will bring up Aaron Hopp, the top of the order. The point guard and the number 1 hitter as well, but no longer the point guard, as he's used up all his basketball eligibility. Will just be focusing on the diamond this year. And recent news, I mean, a lot of sports are just going to be in the spring. So that will be interesting to see how logistically everything will work out with every single sport. Not every single sport, I misspoke, but many sports, their competition moving to the spring, the likes of football and soccer, I believe volleyball as well. And so many of those sports that are going to transition because of the current situation that we're in, it'll be interesting to see how things work out in that regard and how players and coaches and families alike will deal again with another long layoff from the game they love. And in the terms of baseball, as Maslowski gets a huge lead off first base and slides into second with a stolen base. I mean, that was about a he was halfway to second. It seemed like he had a huge lead. No one paying attention to him over at first. How about a stolen base right there? So Burdish is working to Aaron Hopp. Runner on second base. It's Maslowski. Pitch missed upstairs. So Luke Mann did pretty good out of the bullpen today, Shane.
He was rock solid once again. Those couple of walks kind of got a little shaky in there, but he fought his way through it. A nice day on the mound for Mr. Mann. He came in when the Cavemen were trailing 2-0, but then kept him at bay. The Cavemen got some runs. They got some runs on the board. They got him a lead, and he was in cruise control from there on out.
It is the final frame, Shane. We saw yesterday. What did we see? We saw a go-ahead grand slam. But what did we see the inning before that? 3 runs from the Hoots to take the lead, and then 4 runs a response to take the lead back. And then what did we see in the next frame? Another run to tie it. And it goes back and forth. The pendulum swings. It seems like in the latter stages of these ball games, it gets wild. You can put a pen in the scorebook that it's going to be wild. Not even a pencil, because you could have to. It doesn't even matter. A permanent marker. It's guaranteed to get wild in the CCL. Nothing. No lead is safe. No lead is safe. Here with 2 outs, we'll see what can happen. Henderson pops this one up as they put the shift on Henderson. It seems like maybe a third baseman could have got to it if they had the normal positioning. You have a love-hate relationship with that shift, don't you? Pitchers do, hitters do, everybody does, because sometimes hits are taken away and sometimes things like that, it could have ended the ball game.
When you're a pitcher, you love it when they hit it right to that second baseman playing in shallow right field. But then when they hit a dribbler down the third base line, Nothing worse.
A swing and a miss right there, and that's the ball game. A 7-2 final, and Jamie Burdish closes it out. He strikes out Damian Henderson to end this ball game. 7-2, that's your final. Cavemen come out winning. We've got a couple more ball games. Why play one when you can play two, Shane? And why play two when you can play three? We've got a couple more for you today. But that's us so long, and farewell from CarShield Field for now, and we'll be back with you later this evening. It's a beautiful 27th day of July, 1:56 p.m. right now. Back with you in a couple hours, 5:30 for the start tonight, Shane, a 7-2 final. And that's farewell for now from CarShield Field.